last month, and they looked at this, that we were within reach of the 18-month target by April. So obviously April comes later this week. I just wonder how worried are you? How much of a dent has the industrial action among the Agenda for Change group and the ongoing industrial action, of course, among the junior doctors, which you just referred to yourself? How much of a dent is that making in the progress for elective recovery?
As I say, it does make it harder, but we were on track up until now, because as I said, we've been working very hard and the teams deserve enormous credit. Obviously there's future industrial action to come, and then we'll have to see how the NHS is able to cope with that more broadly, and it may well have an impact, but as I said, absent that, we're very much on track, and as I said, there's a lot of people working very hard. And as a result of all the initiatives we've put in place, whether it's selective surgical hubs, community diagnostic centres, and the like, the targeted support for particular trusts, all of that is working. And as I said, we're going to keep at it because it's important.
I said you're a problem solver. Can you apply that to the junior doctors dispute, which obviously at one point during the nurses dispute that looked rather intractable? You seem to have got to an agreement there, subject to the union approval. How confident or not confident are you in doing the same with respect to the junior doctors?
So look, we've always maintained the same approach throughout these things, but we would like to and are happy to have constructive conversations with unions to find ways through these pay disputes. Our approach has always been the same. We want to make sure that people are rewarded fairly for the work they do. As I said, whilst that being affordable for the taxpayer and consistent with our need to bring down inflation, because ultimately it's inflation that's making people's living standards less healthy than they would like. It's inflation that's causing people's bills to go up, and we want to make sure we don't contribute to that. And that that's the balance. We always want to have conversations that can find a way through that. We continue to be open to talking. I'm pleased, as I said, we've found resolution with 1.4 million NHS workers, half a dozen unions or so. Similarly, you've seen in other areas that we are trying to find ways through. Our door is always open.
Do you think that do you think that sets the context for peace? Because jaw is always better than more war. And obviously the growing waiting lists, as a result of being dented at least by industrial action, just makes some of the work-life balance, the workload challenge that our junior doctors understandably complain about, just makes that worse. What would your message be to them and their union?
Yeah, look, I am the government health secretary. We hugely value the work that all doctors, junior doctors, do. We're keen to find a way through this that's fair and reasonable for taxpayers. As people can see, we're clearly able to find that resolution elsewhere in the NHS, let alone in other sectors, so I don't think anyone can say that we're not being constructive about these things. I think the BMA had placed a precondition on the talks of something like a 35% pay rise. I think almost everyone, if not everyone, would see that that is unreasonable and unaffordable, but our door is always open to have genuinely constructive and reasonable conversations.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you.